everyone, and welcome to my Bachelor Nation 24 channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. The Curse of Oak Island. Marty says it's time to put a casing over Aladdin's cave and pull up its secrets. This week on The Curse of Oak Island, the team had to make some tough choices, but ultimately, they decided it was time to bring in a large casing and excavate Aladdin's cave. Last night's show, Season 11, Episode 10, called Chain Reaction, was a bit of an emotional roller coaster, with the guys continually having to bat away problems and bad news. The episode began with the not-so-unexpected news that there would be a significant delay in the project to deepen the garden shaft. The guys had wanted to deepen the shaft to about 95 feet so they could spend the summer performing horizontal probe drilling in the search for tunnels and treasure. Unfortunately, the Dumas miners informed the Lagina brothers that the shaft wouldn't be deepened until the fall due to recent flooding. However, Rick and Marty Lagina are not ones to rest on their laurels, so they thought about what else they could spend the summer doing. Marty suggested they put a large casing over Aladdin's cave. Oak Island team hopes excavating Aladdin's cave will reveal the treasure. Aladdin's cave is a large cavern about 60 feet southwest of the garden shaft and at a depth of roughly 150 feet. Dr. Ian Spooner and his colleagues said the water in the cavern showed traces of precious metals and organic materials. The organic traces suggest the presence of wood, which implies there may be human-made structures down there. The guys have spent a few weeks flirting with Aladdin's cave, trying to work out if there's an access point in and out of the cavern. Frankly, they've not had too much success. Last night, the borehole team dug another hole into the cavern and was surprised when the casing came back up with loose, mushy material. The guys concluded that the cavern had suffered a collapse since they were last down there. A collapse would severely complicate matters. Surveyor Steve Guttil, Paul Troutman, and Ian were asked to go over all the data they've already collected through sonar mapping and the underwater camera to see if further exploration was feasible and warranted. Steve argued that one piece of footage from the cavern appeared to show a right-angled corner. This is not something that generally occurs in nature, so the guys are hoping it's evidence of a human-made structure. The surveyor also showed a 3D sonar map of the cavern, which he claimed showed at least 2 possible entrances to the cavern. Thankfully, Moneyman Marty agreed with Steve's analysis and gave his go-ahead to bring in a large casing to excavate Aladdin's cave finally. The rest of the team also agreed with this move. So, this season will now pivot its focus to this mysterious cavern, and we can expect the heavy drilling machinery to arrive within the next month or so. Aladdin's cave will be excavated, and we'll finally have an answer as to whether or not it holds the treasure. More artifacts found on Oak Island's Lot 5 and in the swamp. Elsewhere on the island, Billy Gerhardt and Gary Drayton spearheaded the hunt for artifacts at the southeastern edge of the swamp. Last night, they found many old-looking ship-based artifacts, but unfortunately, nothing was groundbreaking. Certainly, no Bobby Dazzlers. And the archaeologists continued their slow and thorough excavation of the rectangular stone feature on Lot 5. Jamie Kuba uncovered an ornate glass bead that could originate from Venice and be up to 500 years old. Laird Niven called it a very important artifact. Marty Lagina stood on the edge of the money pit, the legendary and enigmatic site that had consumed his thoughts for years. Oak Island, shrouded in mist and mystery, seemed almost alive, whispering secrets in the rustling leaves and lapping waves. Today, he felt a surge of determination unlike any before. Today, he would put a casing over Aladdin's cave and pull up its secrets. The legend of Oak Island had drawn treasure hunters for over 2 centuries, each lured by the promise of unimaginable riches and the thrill of the unknown. Marty, along with his brother Rick, had devoted countless hours and resources to this quest, driven by a deep-seated belief that the island held a hidden treasure that could rewrite history. Aladdin's Cave, a new and tantalizingly named feature, was the latest in a series of discoveries that had reignited their hopes. Aladdin's Cave had been discovered during the previous season's excavations. The initial findings, a chamber filled with intriguing artifacts and signs of human activity, had electrified the team. Now, the time had come to delve deeper. Marty knew the risks. Oak Island had claimed the lives of 6 men and nearly bankrupted countless more. But he also knew the rewards could be beyond imagination. "All right, team," Marty said, addressing the assembled group of experts, engineers, and fellow treasure hunters. His voice carried a mix of excitement and resolve. "We've prepped, planned, and now it's time. We're going to put a caisson over Aladdin's Cave and see what secrets it holds." The crew buzzed with anticipation. The caisson, a massive steel cylinder designed to reinforce the ground and allow safe excavation, was a marvel of engineering. As it was positioned over the cave's entrance, Marty's thoughts drifted back to the origins of this obsession. The stories of pirate gold, Marie Antoinette's jewels, and the Ark of the Covenant were fantastical, yet they had found traces of something significant: fragments of manuscripts, ancient tools, and even human remains. As the machinery roared to life, the caisson began its slow descent into the earth. Marty watched intently, every thud resonating through his bones. The process was painstaking, but each inch brought them closer to unveiling the island's long-held secrets. He couldn't help but think of the countless others who had stood where he was now, driven by the same insatiable curiosity. Rick approached, his face a mirror of Marty's determination. "We've come a long way, brother," he said. "Today might be the day we finally get some answers." Marty nodded, his eyes never leaving the caisson. "I can feel it, Rick. This is it. We're on the brink of something big." Hours turned into an eternity as the caisson slowly but steadily reached its target depth. The moment it settled into place, the crew sprang into action, setting up lights and cameras to document every step of the excavation. This was history in the making, and they intended to capture every moment. As they began to dig, the air was thick with suspense. Each shovelful of earth, each careful brushstroke, revealed more of the cave's hidden depths. Artifacts began to emerge: rusty tools, fragments of pottery, and pieces of wood that hinted at an ancient structure. The atmosphere was electric, charged with the promise of discovery. Suddenly, a gasp rippled through the team. One of the diggers had uncovered something extraordinary: a chest ornately carved and locked with an intricate mechanism. Marty's heart pounded in his chest. This could be it, the treasure they had been searching for. With trembling hands, Marty and Rick approached the chest. The lock was old and corroded, but with careful precision, they managed to open it. Inside, they found a collection of items that took their breath away: gold coins, jewels, and a series of parchments that appeared to be ancient maps and documents. Tears of joy and relief filled Marty's eyes. They had done it. They had finally uncovered a piece of the treasure that had eluded so many before them. But beyond the material wealth, the documents hinted at something even greater, a deeper mystery that spanned continents and centuries. Marty held up one of the parchments, his voice choked with emotion. "This isn't just treasure, Rick. This is history. We're holding pieces of a puzzle that could change everything we know about the past." Rick nodded, his own eyes shining with wonder. "We've only just begun to scratch the surface, Marty. There's so much more to discover." The team worked late into the night, carefully cataloging and preserving their findings. Every item, every clue was a piece of a larger narrative that they were just beginning to understand. The excitement was palpable, the sense of accomplishment overwhelming. As dawn broke over Oak Island, Marty stood at the edge of the money pit once more, the chest and its contents safely secured. The island still held many secrets, but today, they had uncovered a significant piece of its enigmatic puzzle. Today is just the beginning, Marty said, his voice filled with renewed determination. We're going to keep digging, keep searching until we've uncovered every last secret this island holds. The curse of Oak Island had claimed many, but it had also driven a relentless pursuit of knowledge and discovery. Marty knew that their journey was far from over, but he also knew that they were on the right path. With Aladdin's cave yielding its secrets, the treasure hunt had entered a new and exhilarating chapter. As he looked out over the island, Marty felt a deep sense of connection to all those who had come before him. They were part of a legacy, a lineage of dreamers and adventurers who had dedicated their lives to unraveling the mysteries of Oak Island. And with each discovery, they were one step closer to understanding the truth behind the legend.